Did you know that your risk of stroke doesn't only build up during the day, it can actually strike while you sleep? For seniors over 60, nighttime is one of the most vulnerable times. In fact, doctors estimate that up to 1/3 of all strokes happen at night or in the early morning hours. And here's the frightening part. Many of these strokes are triggered by small, everyday mistakes people make before going to bed. Think about it. You brush your teeth, get into your pajamas, and maybe watch a little TV before sleep. Everything feels normal. But while you rest, your blood pressure, heart rhythm, and circulation are all affected by the choices you made just an hour earlier. Did you eat a salty snack? Did you stay up scrolling on your phone? Did you go to bed stressed, dehydrated, or with an aching body? These habits may seem harmless, but together they can quietly set the stage for a stroke in the middle of the night. I want you to imagine this. William, a 72-year-old grandfather, had always considered himself healthy. One evening, after a heavy late-night meal and a few glasses of wine, he went to bed without drinking water. At 3 a.m., his wife noticed he was breathing strangely. By the time paramedics arrived, doctors confirmed he had suffered a major stroke. William survived, but his speech and mobility were never the same. His family later realized it wasn't just bad luck. It was a combination of nighttime mistakes that pushed his body over the edge. Stories like this are more common than you think. Seniors often focus on what to eat or how to exercise during the day. But what you do in the last hour before bedtime may matter even more. That's when your body should be repairing, relaxing, and restoring circulation. Instead, the wrong habits: too much salt, too much stress, too little hydration, poor sleep posture, or even taking the wrong supplements at the wrong time can put enormous pressure on your heart and brain. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 10 common nighttime mistakes that can quietly raise your risk of stroke. Some of them may surprise you because they're things most of us never question. But by the end, you'll know exactly what to avoid and what to do instead, so you can sleep peacefully, protect your brain, and wake up stronger each morning. So let's get started, because the sooner you know these mistakes, the sooner you can prevent them from harming your health. Mistake number 1. Eating sugary foods or desserts before bed. For many seniors, the evening feels like the perfect time to indulge in something sweet: a slice of pie, a scoop of ice cream, or maybe just a cookie with tea. It feels comforting, a way to relax before bedtime. But here's the truth. Loading up on sugar right before you sleep may quietly raise your risk of stroke. Why is that? When you eat sugary foods at night, your blood sugar spikes quickly. Then, as you sleep, your body struggles to bring it back down. This constant fluctuation puts stress on your blood vessels, increases inflammation, and can even disrupt your heart rhythm. Over time, high nightly sugar intake can lead to hypertension, diabetes, and hardened arteries, all major stroke risk factors. But the danger isn't just long-term. In the short term, sugar can raise your nighttime blood pressure and heart rate, both of which should be slowing down while you sleep. Instead of giving your heart and brain time to rest, sugar forces them to work harder. For older adults whose circulation may already be slower, this extra strain can tip the balance toward a stroke or heart problem in the middle of the night. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that people who ate high-sugar snacks late at night experienced higher overnight glucose levels and increased blood pressure variability, two conditions strongly linked with stroke risk. Let me share a story. Mary, a 70-year-old retired teacher, had a nightly ritual of eating chocolate cake after dinner. She told herself it was harmless. It helped her relax before bed. But she began noticing her feet swelling more often, her sleep was restless, and she woke up groggy. After a minor scare with chest pressure one night, her doctor advised cutting out late-night desserts. Within weeks, Mary reported better sleep, lighter mornings, and lower blood pressure readings. "I didn't realize my sweet tooth at night was hurting my heart," she said. So, what can seniors do instead? Avoid desserts right before bed. If you crave something sweet, enjoy it earlier in the evening, ideally right after dinner when your body is more active. Choose healthier options. Swap cake or cookies for fruit like berries, which are naturally sweet but packed with antioxidants that protect blood vessels. Try calming alternatives. A cup of herbal tea, a few almonds, or a piece of dark chocolate, in moderation, can satisfy cravings without spiking blood sugar. Keep it balanced. Pair small amounts of natural sweetness with protein or fiber to prevent rapid sugar spikes. A note of caution. Seniors with diabetes or prediabetes should be especially mindful. Eating sugary foods at night not only increases stroke risk, but also raises the chance of dangerous nighttime hypoglycemia or hyperglycemia events. The bottom line, desserts may be sweet, but late at night they can be dangerous. By avoiding sugary snacks before bed, you give your heart, blood vessels, and brain the rest they need, protecting yourself from stroke and ensuring a more peaceful night's sleep. Mistake number 2. Drinking too much water. Right before bed. We've all heard the advice, drink plenty of water to stay healthy. And it's true. Staying hydrated is one of the best ways to protect your circulation, kidneys, and overall health. But here's the part many seniors don't realize. Drinking too much water right before going to bed can actually increase your risk of nighttime stroke. Why? Because while hydration supports the heart during the day, overloading your body with water at night places unnecessary stress on your system. Here's what happens when you drink too much water right before sleep. Nighttime bathroom trips, nocturia. Your kidneys work harder while you're trying to rest, forcing you to wake up multiple times. These sudden awakenings in the dark increase the risk of dizziness, falls, and dangerous blood pressure drops. Blood pressure fluctuations. Large volumes of water before bed can temporarily raise blood pressure as your body processes the excess. For seniors with already fragile arteries, this added strain may increase stroke risk. Interrupted deep sleep. Quality sleep is critical for regulating blood pressure and repairing blood vessels. Frequent bathroom trips interrupt this cycle, leaving the heart and brain more vulnerable. A study published in the Journal of Urology found that older adults with frequent nighttime urination had a 40% higher risk of cardiovascular events, including stroke. While the water itself wasn't the direct cause, the disrupted sleep and blood pressure fluctuations clearly contributed. Let me share a story. Robert, a 74-year-old retired firefighter, believed that drinking 3 glasses of water before bed was flushing out toxins. Instead, he woke up 3 or 4 times each night, sometimes feeling lightheaded when he stood up quickly. One night, he nearly fell on his way to the bathroom. His doctor advised shifting his hydration earlier in the day and limiting water intake in the 2 hours before bedtime. Within weeks, Robert was sleeping more soundly, felt more energized in the mornings, and his blood pressure readings improved. So how can seniors stay hydrated without risking their health at night? Hydrate throughout the day. Drink water consistently in the morning and afternoon instead of saving it all for nighttime. Slow down in the evening. Aim to finish your last glass of water about 1 to 2 hours before bed. Sip, don't gulp. If you feel thirsty before bed, take just a small sip of water instead of a full glass. Monitor your intake. Seniors generally need 6 to 8 cups of fluid daily, but the timing is just as important as the total amount. A note of caution. Certain medical conditions, such as heart failure or kidney disease, may require strict fluid management. Always follow your doctor's recommendations. The bottom line, drinking water is essential, but timing matters. Overloading your body with water right before sleep may do more harm than good. Disrupting rest and straining circulation. By hydrating wisely during the day and easing off at night, you'll give your heart and brain the best chance to stay strong and avoid unnecessary risks while you sleep. Mistake number 3. Skipping a bathroom visit before bed. It might seem like a small thing, something you can ignore. Maybe you think, I don't really need to go, or I'll be fine until morning. But here's the truth. Not emptying your bladder before sleep can put dangerous stress on your body and increase the risk of stroke, especially in seniors over 60. When your bladder is full during the night, it creates a chain reaction in your body. Raised blood pressure. A full bladder stimulates the sympathetic nervous system, which can raise blood pressure at a time when your heart should be resting. Interrupted sleep. The discomfort from a full bladder may cause restless sleep or force you to wake up suddenly, disrupting deep sleep that protects cardiovascular health. Nighttime strain on the heart. Getting up in the middle of the night with a very full bladder means a sudden posture change, which can cause a sharp drop in blood pressure followed by a rebound rise, dangerous for fragile arteries. A study published in the Journal of Hypertension found that nighttime urination was linked to higher nighttime blood pressure and increased cardiovascular risk in older adults. While occasional trips are normal, consistently going to bed without emptying your bladder makes the problem worse. Let me share a story. Eleanor, a 71-year-old grandmother from Texas, often skipped using the bathroom before bed, thinking it was unnecessary if she didn't feel much urge. She frequently woke up with pounding headaches and restless sleep. One night she got up urgently at 2 a.m., stood up too quickly and felt dizzy, nearly collapsing. After her doctor explained the link between a full bladder and blood pressure spikes, she made a simple change, always using the bathroom before bed. Soon, she was sleeping more soundly and feeling calmer in the mornings. Here's how seniors can avoid this mistake. Make it a nightly routine. Even if you don't feel the urge, visit the bathroom before lying down. Limit late-night fluids. Stop drinking large amounts of water 1 to 2 hours before bed, as we discussed in the previous tip. Watch for warning signs. If you wake up multiple times at night despite going before bed, it may signal prostate issues in men or bladder concerns that should be discussed with your doctor. Stand up carefully. If you do wake up needing the bathroom, sit on the edge of the bed for a moment before standing to prevent dizziness. A note of caution. Frequent nighttime urination may also be linked to diabetes, heart problems, or medications like diuretics. Don't ignore it. Talk to your doctor if it happens often. The bottom line, skipping a bathroom visit before bed might seem harmless, but it places unnecessary pressure on your bladder, blood vessels, and heart. By making this small step part of your nightly routine, you reduce stress on your circulation, improve your sleep quality, and lower your risk of nighttime stroke. So tonight, before you climb into bed, take those few extra minutes. Your body and your heart will thank you. Mistake number 4. Sleeping in a room that's too cold. Many seniors love a cool bedroom. It feels fresh, cozy under the blankets, and people often believe cooler air means better sleep. But here's the hidden danger. If the room is too cold, it can strain your circulation, raise your blood pressure, and even increase the risk of stroke at night. Why does this happen? As the temperature drops, your body works harder to stay warm. Blood vessels in your skin and extremities narrow, forcing blood toward the core to protect vital organs. This vasoconstriction raises blood pressure and puts extra stress on your heart. For younger people, this may not be a big problem. But for seniors, especially those with hypertension, diabetes, or hardened arteries, it can create the perfect storm for a nighttime stroke. Several studies back this up. Research published in the Journal of Hypertension found that exposure to cold during sleep led to significant increases in blood pressure and heart rate in older adults. Another study in The Lancet linked cold nighttime temperatures to a higher incidence of stroke and cardiovascular events in seniors. Let me share a story. Harold, a 70-year-old retired farmer, liked to sleep with his window wide open, even in winter. He said it helped him breathe better. But on several occasions, he woke up in the middle of the night with chest tightness and numb fingers. His doctor explained that the cold air was causing his blood vessels to constrict, spiking his blood pressure. When Harold began keeping his bedroom slightly warmer and using lighter blankets, his nighttime episodes disappeared. So how can seniors enjoy a cool, comfortable sleep without putting their heart at risk? Keep the room moderate. Aim for a bedroom temperature between 65 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 to 21 degrees Celsius. Too cold below this range can stress circulation, while too warm may disturb sleep. Use layered bedding. Instead of one heavy blanket, use multiple thin layers so you can adjust easily. Wear warm socks. Cold feet are a sign of poor circulation. Keeping them warm reduces strain on the heart. Avoid direct cold drafts. Don't sleep directly under a fan or near an open window in the winter. Warm up gently before bed. A short warm shower or a cup of herbal tea can stabilize body temperature before sleep. A note of caution. Seniors with heart disease, hypertension, or circulation problems should be especially mindful of bedroom temperature. Even small drops at night can have a stronger impact on fragile arteries. The bottom line, a bedroom that's too cold may feel cozy at first, but it forces your heart and blood vessels to work overtime while you sleep. For seniors over 60, this added strain can increase the risk of stroke during the night. Keeping your room moderately cool, not freezing, creates the best balance for comfort, rest, and cardiovascular safety. So tonight, before you turn out the lights, take a moment to check your room. Staying just a few degrees warmer could make all the difference for your heart and brain. Mistake number 5. Sleeping in the wrong position or using a pillow that's too high or too low. Most people don't give much thought to how they sleep. You lie down, adjust your pillow, and drift off. But for seniors over 60, the way you position your body and head at night can make a big difference for your circulation and stroke risk. Using a pillow that's too high or too low, or sleeping in an awkward position, can restrict blood flow, strain the neck, and reduce oxygen to the brain while you sleep. Here's why this matters. Pillow too high. When your head is pushed forward, it bends the neck unnaturally, compressing blood vessels that carry blood to the brain. Over time, this can contribute to nighttime dizziness, poor oxygen supply, and even mini-strokes. Pillow too low. Sleeping nearly flat can cause blood to pool in the head, raising pressure in fragile arteries and straining the heart. Sleeping position. Lying on your stomach twists the neck, while lying flat on your back without support may worsen snoring or sleep apnea, conditions closely tied to stroke risk. Studies support this. Research in the Journal of Stroke and Cerebrovascular Diseases found that poor sleeping posture and untreated sleep apnea are strongly associated with increased stroke risk in seniors. Something as simple as pillow height can play a role in keeping airways open and circulation flowing smoothly. Let me share a story. Patricia, a 68-year-old retired librarian, always used too thick pillows because she thought it was more comfortable. But she often woke up with stiff neck pain and morning headaches. After a sleep study, her doctor explained that her pillow was elevating her head too much, restricting blood flow, and contributing to poor sleep quality. When Patricia switched to a medium supportive pillow and adjusted to a side sleeping position, her headaches eased and her blood pressure readings improved. So how can seniors avoid this mistake? Choose the right pillow height. The pillow should keep your head aligned with your spine, not tilted forward or backward. For most people, this means a medium height pillow. Side sleeping is best. Sleeping on your left side can improve circulation and reduce the risk of acid reflux. Avoid sleeping on your stomach. Support the neck. A contoured pillow or even a rolled towel under the neck can reduce strain and improve blood flow. Check your posture. When lying down, your ears, shoulders, and hips should be in a straight line. Replace old pillows. Over time, pillows lose support. Replace them every 1 to 2 years for proper alignment. A note of caution. Seniors with sleep apnea, chronic snoring, or frequent morning headaches should discuss these symptoms with a doctor. Sometimes, the issue is not just posture, but an underlying sleep disorder that needs treatment. The bottom line, your pillow and sleeping position are more important than you think. By keeping your head and neck properly aligned, you protect blood flow to the brain, reduce nighttime strain on the heart, and lower your risk of stroke. So tonight, take a closer look at your pillow. A small adjustment in how you sleep could be the simplest change that protects your brain for years to come. Mistake number 6, drinking alcohol or coffee. Before bed. For many seniors, a glass of wine at night feels like a way to relax. For others, a late cup of coffee seems harmless, just a little boost to stay awake for a favorite TV show or a late chat with friends. But here's the truth. Drinking alcohol or coffee before bed can quietly raise your risk of nighttime stroke. Let's start with alcohol. While it may make you feel drowsy at first, alcohol actually disrupts deep sleep and increases nighttime blood pressure. It also causes blood vessels to expand, then constrict, creating sudden shifts in circulation. These fluctuations can trigger irregular heart rhythms, especially atrial fibrillation, a major cause of stroke in older adults. Over time, nightly alcohol consumption also raises triglycerides and contributes to weight gain, both harmful to the heart. Coffee and other caffeinated drinks create a different problem. Caffeine is a stimulant. It raises heart rate, increases alertness, and can keep blood pressure elevated for hours. If you drink it close to bedtime, not only will it make falling asleep harder, but it will also prevent your blood pressure and heart rate from dropping naturally at night. This non-dipping blood pressure pattern has been strongly linked to increased stroke risk. A study in the American Heart Journal found that people over 60 who consumed alcohol regularly before bedtime were twice as likely to experience nighttime blood pressure spikes. Another study showed that seniors who drank coffee in the evening had poorer sleep quality and higher morning blood pressure compared to those who avoided caffeine after noon. Let me share a story. Richard, a 72-year-old retired teacher, loved his nightly routine of sipping red wine while watching late-night television. He told himself it was good for the heart, but over time, he noticed frequent night sweats, restless sleep, and occasional heart palpitations. After a health scare, his doctor advised cutting alcohol from his evenings. When Richard switched to herbal tea, not only did his sleep improve, but his blood pressure readings also dropped, and the palpitations disappeared. So, what's the better choice for seniors? Avoid alcohol within 3 to 4 hours of bedtime. If you enjoy a glass, have it with dinner instead of late at night. Cut off caffeine after noon. This includes coffee, black tea, green tea, and soda. Switch to herbal teas in the evening. Choose calming alternatives. Chamomile, hibiscus, or warm milk with a sprinkle of cinnamon can relax the body without harming circulation. Focus on sleep quality. Remember, restful, uninterrupted sleep helps regulate blood pressure and protect the brain. A note of caution. Seniors on medications, especially for blood pressure, cholesterol, or sleep, should be extra cautious with alcohol and caffeine, as these can interfere with how drugs work. The bottom line, alcohol and coffee may feel comforting at night, but they actually make your heart and brain work harder when they should be resting. For seniors over 60, avoiding these drinks before bed can mean better sleep, steadier circulation, and a lower risk of stroke. So tonight, instead of reaching for wine or coffee, try a soothing herbal tea or warm water. It may be a small change, but it could protect your heart and brain for years to come. Mistake number 7. Ignoring numbness or tingling in hands and feet at night. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night with your hand asleep or your foot tingling? Many seniors shrug this off, thinking it's just from sleeping in the wrong position. Sometimes that's true, but here's the danger. Repeated nighttime numbness or tingling can be an early warning sign of circulation problems and even stroke. When you feel numbness, tingling, or pins and needles, it usually means blood isn't flowing properly through the nerves and vessels in that area. For seniors, this poor circulation might not just be from posture. It can signal peripheral artery disease, PAD, diabetic nerve damage, or even mini-strokes, TIAS. Ignoring these signs means missing a chance to catch a serious problem early. Here's why this matters. Restricted circulation, narrowed arteries or clots reduce blood supply to the limbs, causing tingling or numbness. Nerve warning signs. Poor blood flow to nerves can cause sensations of burning, tingling, or loss of feeling. Stroke link. If these symptoms occur at night and are one-sided, for example, only in the right arm or left leg, they may indicate a mini-stroke, a red flag for a larger stroke ahead. A study published in the Journal of Neurology found that seniors who reported frequent nighttime numbness were at higher risk of ischemic stroke within 5 years compared to those without symptoms. Let me share a story. Helen, a 69-year-old retired nurse, often woke up with tingling in her left hand. She dismissed it as just sleeping wrong. But one night, the tingling didn't go away. Within hours, she developed weakness in her arm and slurred speech. Doctors diagnosed her with a minor stroke. Helen later admitted, "The signs were there all along. I just ignored them." So, what should seniors do if they experience numbness or tingling at night? Don't ignore it. If symptoms happen often, talk to your doctor. It may be a sign of circulation or nerve problems. Note the pattern. Is it both hands and feet, or just one side? One-sided symptoms are more concerning for stroke. Check your position. If it improves quickly when you change posture, it's likely harmless. If it persists, it needs attention. Improve circulation. Gentle stretches before bed, walking during the day, and avoiding tight socks or bedding can help. Seek urgent care for sudden changes. If numbness is sudden, severe, or accompanied by weakness or slurred speech, call 911 immediately. A note of caution. Seniors with diabetes, hypertension, or heart disease should be especially alert to these symptoms, as their risk for stroke and circulation problems is already higher. The bottom line, nighttime tingling or numbness isn't just annoying. It can be a warning from your body. By paying attention instead of brushing it off, you can catch circulation issues early, protect your nerves, and even prevent a life-threatening stroke. So tonight, if you notice your hands or feet tingling, don't ignore it. Sometimes, the smallest signs are the body's way of telling us something much bigger. Mistake number 8, skipping light movement. Before bed, many seniors believe that once evening comes, the best thing to do is simply sit down, relax, and wait for bedtime. Maybe you watch TV for hours, scroll on your phone, or fall asleep in your chair. But here's the problem. Going straight to bed without any light movement leaves your circulation sluggish, and that can increase your risk of nighttime stroke. Our bodies are designed to move. Even gentle activity helps pump blood through the veins, especially in the legs, where circulation slows as we age. When you go from sitting all evening to lying down in bed without stretching or moving, blood flow can stagnate. This not only increases the risk of clots forming in the legs, deep vein thrombosis, but also makes it harder for blood pressure to stabilize at night. Here's why this matters. Blood pooling in the legs. Without movement, blood tends to settle in the lower body. This makes it harder for the heart to circulate oxygen-rich blood to the brain. Clot risk. Sluggish circulation increases the chance of clot formation, which can travel to the brain and trigger a stroke. Poor sleep quality. Stiff muscles and tight joints make it harder to fall asleep comfortably, leading to restless nights. Studies confirm this. Research in the Journal of Geriatric Cardiology found that older adults who did 10 minutes of light stretching or walking before bed had better nighttime blood pressure control and reduced morning stroke risk compared to those who remained sedentary. Let me share a story. George, a 73-year-old retiree, often spent his evenings watching baseball games on TV. By bedtime, his legs felt heavy and swollen. His daughter suggested he try a short routine before sleep, walking slowly around the house and stretching his calves. Within 2 weeks, George noticed his legs felt lighter, his sleep improved, and his morning blood pressure readings were steadier. "It only takes me 10 minutes," he said, "but I feel like it's added years to my life." So what kinds of light movement are best before bed? Gentle walking, a slow 5 to 10 minute walk around your house or backyard. Ankle circles and toe flexes. Stimulates circulation in the feet and lower legs. Stretching the arms and back. Loosens muscles and reduces nighttime stiffness. Deep breathing with movement. Raise your arms slowly as you inhale. Lower them as you exhale. This calms the nervous system and steadies blood pressure. The key is gentle. You don't want vigorous exercise before bed, which can raise heart rate and make it harder to sleep. Instead, light, calming movement prepares the body for rest while supporting circulation. A note of caution. If you have mobility issues, focus on seated stretches or ankle rotations in bed. Even small movements can make a difference. The bottom line, skipping light movement before bed is a missed opportunity to protect your circulation and heart. Just a few minutes of gentle activity can reduce clot risk, improve sleep, and keep your blood vessels healthy. So tonight, before you climb into bed, give your body those 5 extra minutes. Your heart, your brain, and your future self will thank you. Mistake number 9, skipping or forgetting. Your nighttime medications. One of the most dangerous mistakes seniors make before bed is also one of the most common. Forgetting to take prescribed medications at night or deciding to skip them altogether. For many older adults, nighttime is when important medicines are scheduled. Blood pressure pills, cholesterol-lowering statins, blood thinners, or medications for diabetes. These aren't optional. They're carefully timed by doctors to work best while you sleep. Missing them, even occasionally, can put your heart and brain at serious risk. Here's why timing matters. Blood pressure medications. Many are prescribed at night to prevent the dangerous morning surge in blood pressure, which is a leading cause of stroke in seniors. Skipping a dose means your arteries face the night unprotected. Cholesterol medications, statins. The liver produces most cholesterol at night. That's why statins are often prescribed for bedtime, to block this process and keep arteries clear. Blood thinners, like warfarin or newer anticoagulants. These prevent clots from forming overnight. Forgetting a dose increases clot risk, which can travel to the brain and trigger a stroke. Diabetes medications. Skipping them can cause blood sugar swings during the night, stressing blood vessels and damaging circulation. Research in the European Heart Journal found that patients who skipped even 10% of their prescribed blood pressure doses had a 25% higher risk of stroke and heart attack, compared to those who took their medications consistently. Let me share a story. Barbara, a 75-year-old widow from Michigan, admitted she sometimes skipped her evening pills if she felt fine. One night she woke up with severe dizziness and slurred speech. At the hospital, doctors confirmed she had suffered a minor stroke. They later explained that skipping her blood pressure medication had left her unprotected during the night, when her pressure spiked. Barbara now uses a pill box with a nightly alarm to make sure she never misses a dose again. So what can seniors do to avoid this mistake? Set reminders. Use a pill box with compartments for each day, or set a phone alarm at the same time every evening. Keep medicine visible. Place it near your bedside water glass or somewhere you can't miss. Ask about timing. If you're unsure why a pill is prescribed for evening, ask your doctor. Understanding its purpose makes it easier to stay consistent. Don't self-adjust. Never skip a dose because you feel fine. These medications work silently in the background, preventing problems you can't see or feel. Have a backup plan. If you forget one night, ask your doctor what to do. Don't just double the dose the next day. A note of caution. Some seniors worry about side effects and quietly stop their nighttime meds. Always talk to your doctor before making changes. Stopping suddenly can be far more dangerous than the side effects themselves. The bottom line, nighttime medications aren't optional. They're your shield against stroke and heart problems while you sleep. Forgetting them, even once in a while, increases your risk. By building a routine and taking your pills as prescribed, you give your body the protection it needs during the hours you're most vulnerable. So tonight, before you turn off the lights, check your pill box. That tiny step could be the one that saves your life. Mistake number 10. Going to bed on an empty stomach, skipping dinner. For many seniors, skipping dinner might seem like a good idea. Maybe you've heard that eating less at night helps with weight loss, or you simply don't feel hungry after a long day. Some people even believe that an empty stomach leads to better sleep. But here's the hidden danger. Going to bed with an empty stomach can actually raise your risk of nighttime stroke. Here's why. When you skip dinner, your blood sugar may drop too low during the night, a condition known as nocturnal hypoglycemia. Low blood sugar triggers the release of stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol, which raise heart rate and blood pressure. Instead of resting, your cardiovascular system is put under stress while you sleep. This sudden strain can narrow blood vessels and increase the risk of clots forming, which may lead to a stroke. Skipping dinner also deprives your body of nutrients it needs to repair itself overnight. Seniors, especially, require steady protein and healthy fats to keep muscles strong and blood vessels flexible. Without that evening nourishment, the body becomes more vulnerable to inflammation and vascular damage. Research supports this. A study in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that adults who regularly skipped dinner had a higher risk of hypertension, insulin resistance, and stroke-related complications compared to those who ate balanced evening meals. Let me share a story. Thomas, a 69-year-old retired mechanic, believed that skipping dinner would help him stay lean. He often went to bed with nothing but a glass of water, but he began waking up at night with palpitations, cold sweats, and dizziness. His doctor explained that his blood sugar was dropping too low, causing stress on his heart and circulation. After Thomas started eating a light, balanced dinner, like soup with vegetables and a piece of whole grain toast, his symptoms disappeared, and his sleep improved dramatically. So, what's the right way to approach evening meals for seniors? Don't skip dinner. Instead, choose a light but balanced meal. Examples: grilled fish with vegetables, lentil soup, or a small omelet with leafy greens. Avoid heavy, greasy foods. These make digestion difficult and can disturb sleep. Include protein and healthy fats. Foods like eggs, nuts, or avocado keep blood sugar stable overnight. Add complex carbs. A little oatmeal or whole grain bread provides slow, steady energy for the night. Eat at the right time. Aim to finish dinner at least 2 to 3 hours before bed to give your body time to digest comfortably. A note of caution. Seniors with diabetes should be especially careful. Skipping dinner can cause dangerous nighttime blood sugar crashes. Always check with your doctor about the best meal schedule for your condition. The bottom line, skipping dinner isn't a harmless choice. It can quietly put your heart and brain at risk. Going to bed hungry stresses your body, destabilizes blood sugar, and raises nighttime blood pressure, all of which increase the risk of stroke. So tonight, instead of climbing into bed on an empty stomach, give your body the fuel it needs. A small, heart-healthy dinner may be the easiest, most delicious way to protect yourself from stroke while you sleep. So tonight, let's pause for a moment and reflect. We've walked through 10 nighttime mistakes that might seem small, like having a sugary dessert, sleeping in a cold room, or skipping your medications. But as you've seen, these little habits can quietly put enormous strain on your heart, your blood vessels, and your brain. And here's the truth. Stroke doesn't strike out of nowhere. In many cases, it builds silently, fed by the everyday choices we make. But the good news is this. Every single one of these mistakes can be fixed. That means you have the power, starting tonight, to change your routine and protect your health. Imagine lying down at night knowing your blood pressure is steady, your circulation is flowing smoothly, and your body is truly at rest, not under hidden stress. Imagine waking up every morning feeling stronger, clearer, and ready to enjoy your family, your friends, and the simple joys of life. That's not just wishful thinking. It's the reward of making small but powerful changes. So here's my challenge to you. Pick just one of these mistakes, the one you know you've been making, and correct it tonight. Whether it's putting away the sweets after dinner, setting out your medication where you'll see it, or doing a few gentle stretches before bed, that one choice can put you on a safer, healthier path. And over time, these small victories add up to something much greater. A heart that's stronger, a brain that's protected, and a future that's more secure. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. Your heart and your brain deserve that care. If you found this video helpful, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, share this video with a friend or loved one who might need it, and explore our other videos on stroke prevention and senior heart health. Together, we can build habits that don't just add years to your life, but life to your years. Take care of yourself tonight, and may your sleep truly restore your heart, your mind, and your spirit.